Hello, my friends traders. This is Caroline Alizan, an associate and a graduate student of the Grok Trade Mentoring Program. Hope you all had a wonderful and a profitable day today. And you're all ready to do some technical analysis here with me. So, by the way, before I just tell you too much, it is Thursday, January 20th of 2011, and we're looking at the Q's daily chart. And wow, look what we see here today. We are breaking through our area of support that we talked about here yesterday. We're breaking through the low of yesterday, which was at the 56.32 mark. Actually, we opened right here at the low of yesterday. Right here, let me see where we opened today. 56.30, and the low of yesterday was 56.32. So we opened a little bit lower than the low of yesterday, and we sustained that low. Actually, we closed below it, which is indicating that we are bearish right now. And check this out. We are on the other side of this 8 moving average, which was acting as a pretty major area of support right here. When we were still above it, it was acting as a pretty major area of support. And finally, we broke to the other side of the trade, and we are actually in a bearish territory right here according to the 8 moving average. We are on the other side below the 8 moving average, which is indicating bearish. But check this out. Look what we're bouncing off of today. You remember this little area of support that I mentioned here to you yesterday? We're perfectly hitting it and closing above it. We are bouncing off of it. Right after we hit it, we bounced off of it to the upside. But what we need to pay close attention here tomorrow is that low of today, which is at the 55.68 mark, which is right at this low support area right here that we talked about yesterday, and we are talking here about it again today. So pay really close attention to it to see if we're able to sustain that low and continue to the downside. If we do, the next stop here would be at around 55.06 mark. We have this low area of support right here, the 55.06 mark, and then we have another one right here at the 55.92, and another one at the let's see, at the 54.74 mark, right before we get all the way down to that lower area of support right here at this thick black trend line right here, which is acting as a very, very important and major area of support right now. But what else could happen here? And just remember that this 8 moving average is acting as a resistance right here at this point in time. We broke through it to the other side of the trade, and we're now in a bearish territory. So the 8 moving average is acting as a resistance. So support once broken becomes resistance. So remember that. So what's the plan for tomorrow? Pay really close attention to that low of today, which I mentioned to you a few seconds ago, which is at the 55.68 mark, as well as pay really close attention to the 8 moving average, which is at the 56.52 mark. Watch these areas really closely to see if we're able to break through either one of those. Is it a beginning of a downtrend? Don't know. We could have a little bit of a pullback in this uptrend going. We could have a little bit of a pullback and then continuation to the upside. But we just don't know yet. So pay really close attention to all major areas of support and resistance that I showed you here today. And check this out. Always look for confirmation with the MACD. What's happening with the MACD here at this moment? It's crossing over, but it hasn't crossed over yet. So wait for this to happen before you jump into any trades. And what else do we see here? We talked about the volume yesterday, that it was increasing. So I mentioned to you that more people are interested in getting out of their positions than buying. So what do we see here again today? Increase in volume, another confirmation. But just wait for the MACD to cross over and look for a good setup to get in before you do that. All right, so hope it helps you, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.